My God, a man killed his wife just because she was disobedient, then hid her body in a freezer, and even reported her missing alongside family members. He cooperated with the police and led them to his home, acting every bit the concerned husband. But the moment the police opened the freezer, he sprinted away at a speed no one expected. In August 2021, in Shifeng City, Inner Mongolia, Wang Jinhua grew anxious as she had been unable to contact her sister for 2 days. The two sisters called each other daily, but her sister's phone had been off during this period. Wang Jinhua, the missing sister, lived with her husband and child in Shifeng City. Noticing something was wrong, Wang Jinhua called the police and then rushed to her sister's home. Despite knocking repeatedly at the door, no one responded. While asking neighbors about her sister's whereabouts, her brother-in-law, Feng Jun, arrived on an electric scooter with their child. Wang Jinhua asked him where his wife was, and Feng replied, "She went to your place." Just then, the police arrived on the scene. Feng Jun appeared calm, telling the officers that he and Wang Jinhua had argued over trivial matters a few days prior. Afterward, she supposedly packed up and left. Feng assumed she had gone to her older sister Wang Jinhua's home, but he hadn't realized she wasn't there until Jinhua came looking. The police asked him to let them search the house. Feng, still composed, agreed and led them to his apartment, even unlocking the door and turning on a light as they entered. The officers conducted a brief search, noting that, apart from the clutter, nothing seemed unusual. But when they entered a storage room, a freezer caught their attention. Normally, people don't place items on top of freezers since it makes access inconvenient, but this freezer had a box stacked on top of it. The officers didn't notice, but Feng had quietly retreated to the doorway. As they opened the freezer, something unexpected happened. Feng took off at breakneck speed, dashing through alleys he knew well, and quickly losing the police in pursuit. Officers had to commandeer a passing private vehicle to continue the chase, but Feng was already out of sight. While two officers continued the search, a third returned to secure the crime scene and called for backup. After confirming with family members, they identified the body in the freezer as Wang Jinhua. Forensic examination revealed multiple marks on her neck, indicating death by mechanical asphyxiation, making Feng Jun a prime suspect. Catching him became the immediate priority. To prevent Feng from escaping the city, police split into 3 teams. One alerted all local taxis and ride-share drivers. Another set up watch at bus and train stations, and the third examined nearby surveillance footage to trace his escape route. Analysis of the footage revealed Feng hadn't left the area, suggesting he might still be hiding nearby. He had run about 100 meters and disappeared, leaving only a construction site as a possible hiding spot since the area had no other alleys or dead ends. After watching the footage multiple times, officers noticed his shadow reappear near the construction site. Feng lay on a rooftop, waiting until the area quieted down, then crept further into the construction zone. Police swiftly gathered a large force to search the site and set up a perimeter to prevent him from escaping. The site's complex layout and nighttime darkness slowed the search, yet officers felt certain Feng was still inside. Just when they were at a deadlock, they received a key clue. Feng was a construction worker who frequently worked on scaffolding and was skilled in high-altitude tasks. Based on this, they suspected he might be hiding on an upper level of the scaffolding. Sure enough, officers found Feng wedged in a gap on the 6th floor. Agitated, he threatened to jump. Officers took a calm approach, urging him to climb down safely, and eventually Feng was apprehended without further incident. During questioning, Feng admitted to killing Wang Jinhua. explaining that they had rushed into marriage after only a few days of knowing each other. As time passed, conflicts grew, especially after their child was born. Wang Yinhua developed postpartum depression, and tensions with his parents further worsened her mood, leading to frequent arguments. On the day of the incident, they clashed again over child-rearing, and a frustrated Feng finally snapped. In a sudden rage, he strangled her on their bed, then hid her body in their freezer. By the time the police arrived days later, Feng panicked and fled. Wang Jinhua later described Feng as a lazy man who relied on Wang Yinhua's hair salon to support their household. After their child was born, Wang Yinhua had to leave the salon to care for their baby, while Feng remained indifferent, shirking his responsibilities. This growing rift ultimately led to tragedy. While both sides have their versions of the story, with Wang Yinhua no longer here to give hers, the investigation found clear evidence against Feng. After strangling Wang Yinhua, he had used a hair dryer cord to ensure her death before hiding her in the freezer, underscoring his malicious intent. On March 30th, 2022, the Shifeng Intermediate People's Court found Feng Jun guilty of intentional homicide, sentencing him to death with a 2-year reprieve and a lifetime deprivation of political rights, with limitations on sentence reductions. Wang Yinhua's child was subsequently placed under the care of her elder sister. Thus, the case reached its conclusion.